Starting in 2003, I suffered for 7 years from a series of just debilitating physical problems to the point where I finally was unable to walk. And we went from doctor to doctor, specialist to specialist, trying to ascertain what was going on, and nobody knew how to help me. In 2009, I saw my last neurologist, and he thought he knew what it was, but he called me after the tests were done, and he said, "Miss Willert, I don't know how to help you. I don't know what to do." And I said, "What do I do?" And he said, "I don't know what to tell you to do. I don't even know what to tell you not to do." So I just went to God. And I said, "God, it's just you and me now. We've covered everything we know to cover. I've been to doctors, I've been to specialists, I've tried alternative doctors, I've tried alternative medicines. Nothing has worked. But you know, and you are a good God, and I trust you." And I said, "I believe your word is true, and you said, by your stripes I am healed, and I'm going to stand on that word, and I'm going to believe that word, and if you're not going to heal me, you're going to have to tell me and show me you're not going to heal me." And so he had helped me to begin to line up my thoughts and line up my words with his word, and only his word, because our feelings are real, but they are not our truth. And so I held on to the only real truth, the word of God. And I trusted him, and I knew even if he killed me, he was still good, and his word was still true. But I just continued to hold on to him because he was the only thing that would never fail me and never forsake me. But I continued with my disabilities. And January 31st, 2010, I went to bed an invalid. But I woke up February 1st. Nothing felt different. But I got up and I began to walk. And suddenly I realized I was standing straight. I hadn't stood straight in years. And I had power in my legs, and I was walking straight down the middle of the hall. I wasn't bouncing on the walls. My legs weren't jello. I was strong. And then I realized my mind was clear. And it wasn't any fog. There wasn't any cobwebs. It was like being able to see brand new. And it just finally hit me. And I ran to the phone and I called my husband and I said, "Tim, I'm healed. God's healed me. I'm whole. I'm complete." And I have, from that time forward, walked in healing and wholeness and progressive strength. And he has made me into what he designed. And the full 7 years it took, the number of God's completion, started me on the year 8. The number of new beginnings. And I have a new life. I have a full life, a whole life. And I've learned to know God, to know him different than I used to know him in his fullness, to know him not just as my creator, but as my sufficiency, as my strength, as my rock, and as my shepherd, and as my tender caregiver, and as my healer.